It is 3 o'clock in the morning. I guess Erin decided to start her day early today.
Well, at least she's happy. But man, it's going to be a rough day with such little sleep. You'd think we'd be heading to a theme park with that level of excitement.
In my personal opinion, the only reason to be up this early is if we are actually headed to a theme park.
Well, we may not be headed to a theme park, but I do know a way that we could wake up and get a little piece of that theme park magic here in our living room.
Dress Erin up as a wizard and pretend like we're riding on Forbidden Journey?
No.
Sing It's a Pirate's Life for me and splash water on our faces?
What? Never mind. We should brew a pot of Expedition Roasters coffee.
Oh, that's a much more sensible idea. I guess I'm too tired to think straight. What flavor should we make?
I'm thinking that maybe we could try their newest flavor, Wonderland Coffee Crumb Cake.
Oh, that flavor sounds really good. Or we could brew Fortune and Glory Bourbon Streusel. Or Enchanted Tiki Coconut.
Honestly, I'm so tired. I have a feeling that we're going to have multiple cups, so let's brew them all.
Uh-oh. Sounds like Erin requires our immediate attention, if you know what I mean. Want to take this one, Daddy?
What was that? I think I hear the kettle boiling already. I'm going to go grab that and make the coffee, okay?
But the kettle wasn't even on. Oh, well. As long as he comes back with a cup of Expedition Roasters, I really don't care. Come on, Erin. Let's go take care of business. Start your expedition today at expeditionroasters.com and use coupon code DUO15 to save 15% off your first purchase of Expedition Roasters themed coffees, shirts, and mugs. You can even get an art print of your favorite bag design. Brew your happy place. Expedition Roasters, an adventure in every bag.
Hi, and welcome to the Theme Park Duo podcast. Grab your park map, churro, and hop in line with us as we take you on a coast-to-coast adventure through the world of theme parks, haunts, conventions, and more. Now, here's your hosts, Nikki and Gabriel.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Theme Park Duo podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Gabe.
And we are the Theme Park Duo. And just about a week ago, you and me and Erin went on a little adventure to
the Alaskan Alpines.
No, that's not right.
To search for the mythical Yeti creature.
No, that's
the
not
Disco Yeti.
No, we've seen him.
Oh. Whoops. That's a different adventure.
So a little bit more local.
Honduras?
Oh my god, we went to Universal Studios Hollywood to check out Jurassic World, the ride. Because we were hearing little whispers like, hey, they're testing the ride. Hey, it's soft open. And I'm like, okay, we have to go.
What were the whispers like? I don't remember hearing any whispers.
Twitter whispers.
They were Twitter. Hey, you out there. Just FYI. Jurassic World, the ride is open today.
Soft opening.
Soft opened. So you should try to go attempt to ride the attraction.
So, okay.
Twitter whispers.
It's not like it used to be for us. We were like, yeah, whatever.
Like pick up and go in 2 seconds, just jam over there.
We went at opening with a baby and a stroller and a baby carrier ergo baby thing, and we went just in the hopes that they would open Jurassic World at opening.
Yeah, so we were really putting all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
But
it's a trek down those 4 escalators.
You're getting ahead of yourself
with a baby.
I'm
just saying it's a monumental feat. It's a lot of effort. Yeah.
It was definitely stressful. But before we jump into our major review of Jurassic World the ride, because that is what we're bringing you today. We were obviously able to ride it. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We got to ride it. So we're bringing you our review and our take on the attraction, the food, and the new drinks, and just the surrounding area in general.
Yeah.
We have a couple pieces of news to talk about. And these are, one is brand new, and one is a little bit more information regarding our live show that we'll be having at Midsummer Scream this year. So if you guys don't know, Midsummer Scream is happening this year, August 3rd and 4th at the Long Beach Convention Center. If you don't have your tickets, why don't you?
Get them now.
Seriously, this is the largest Halloween convention in Southern California, and it is the best Halloween convention in Southern California. You could tell how much passion and love goes into the show when you actually go and attend. You could tell that it was made by fans for fans of the spookiest time of the year.
And it gets bigger and better every year. So I cannot wait to see.
I was just listening to a podcast with Rick West, who's the creative director of Midsummer Scream. You might know that name. He's been on our show multiple times. I believe he was on Into the Fog, and he was talking about some of the details behind this year's Midsummer Scream, and it just sounds like it's significantly larger. Like, they're taking up every single piece of property at the Long Beach Convention Center.
Oh, yeah.
Which is absolutely bonkers. Because in prior years, I'm like, well, this is big. Oh, whoa, this is bigger. It's going to get bigger again. So if you guys haven't bought your tickets, make sure you head over to midsummerscream.org in order to purchase those. They are worth their value, trust me. This show is fantastic. So if you didn't listen to our last episode, we mentioned that we are doing a live show at Midsummer Scream, but at the time we didn't really have information on what day or what time or any of that. We have it now. We have the information.
What is it?
So the show will be on August 3rd at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the podcast stage. And we're going to be interviewing Jeff Scheffelbein, who is the creator and owner of Sinister Point, one of the spookiest independent haunts here in Southern California. And we're huge fans of him.
Yeah, totally.
I remember going, this is actually before we were doing Theme Park Duo. This is when I was doing Park Fanatics.
Oh, you said the name.
Oh, God.
Okay, move on.
Did he show up?
No,
okay,
we're good. Yeah.
Okay, thank God. No, this is when we were doing Park Fanatics, and we were went to go check out their haunt at the time, and we were completely blown away by the immense detail that is put into their haunts and just how different and unique it was. They were taking a lot of liberties of creative ways to kind of get you to feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it was so much fun.
Yeah, and they also did a lot of holiday stuff too, and just really ingenious ideas to kind of make the haunt idea kind of stretch a little bit further than what you would ever think it could be.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to interview Jeff live on stage at Midsummer Scream. Remember, on August 3rd, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Make sure you guys head out to listen to the live show. We might be doing a giveaway. Don't know quite yet. I think that might end up happening. But make sure you guys come out and listen to the live show. It's not going to be censored, tell you that much, because I ain't going to edit it. It's live. You never know what's going to happen.
All my fumbles and mumbles will be in there.
I love the fumbles and mumbles.
That's why you edit them out of our show.
That's true. But I set them together in one timeline. I just listened to all the fumbles and mumbles all at one time.
And then you delete them.
No, I have them all together.
You have them all recorded.
All just in a line. Fumbles and mumbles and stumbles and crumbles. And zumbles. All the bulls. All the bulls. But yeah, no, so that's going to be really exciting for us. Make sure you head out to Midsummer Scream and check that out. And then the other piece of news is something that I wasn't able to share yet because I wasn't confirmed quite solidly yet.
Okay.
Is that weird? Is that a weird way to say that?
No, just move on.
Okay, moving on because the wife said so. So in the last couple of weeks, I got news that I was accepted into the Knott's Scary Farms Into the Fog art show with my piece that I painted, and I am beyond honored to be incorporated into the show with so many other talented artists. You know, this isn't something that I do all the time. This is something that I wanted to do pretty badly, and I didn't even know if I was going to get in or not. It was just, I really wanted to do it, and thankfully the people at Knott's were kind enough to incorporate me into the show. Yeah. So when you go to Knott's Scary Farm this year and you go visit the Into the Fog, a Knott's Scary Farm tribute art show, you're going to see my piece up there on the wall.
Yeah.
And it's called Death, and it is a painting of my favorite character roaming the foggy streets of Ghost Town, which is Ghost Town Street's death.
Seriously, you've had this like nugget of an idea in your head for so long to paint him? Like you've been
was
talking
like
about
for
it
like 2 years.
Yeah, you've been talking about it for like 2 years.
At first, I was like, oh, I should do like a spray paint thing where it's like dripping.
Yeah.
And then it just turned into what it turned into now.
Yeah.
So I'm really humbled and honored because Scary Farm for me it means a lot.
Uh-huh.
You know, and Nikki can attest to this. You know, you've seen me on the last nights of Scary Farm just sitting on a fence in the middle of the fog and just trying to soak it in for the last few seconds before those seasons end.
Oh, yeah.
And in getting closer to the people who become the scare actors and knowing the people who create these incredible attractions for us, you know, the event has become that much more personal. And so now having been a part of the event in a very, very minuscule way, it just means the world to me. So when you guys go, you'll be able to purchase the original piece, or you'll be able to purchase a print.
Yeah.
So I've created prints for everybody. If you guys want to buy one, they're going to be $15 at Knott's. So make sure you go check it out. Even if you're not going to buy one, go check it out. It's going to be a really fun art show. Last year's was fantastic. Lots of amazing pieces which we purchased.
Oh, yeah.
And we plan on purchasing other pieces based on the art that I see people working on already. So they already have my money.
Basically, you just want people to buy your stuff so you can buy other people's stuff.
That's not what I said. But it's what I meant. No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
No, you're just happy to be in the show. You honestly like, said you don't even care if you sell anything.
I said that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care if I sell anything. The idea that my painting is there is worth more than money to me. Like, that means so much more to me than anything.
Oh, yeah.
So, you could tell, like, usually I know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
usually
you're all
I kind of
fumbling.
like when I'm talking on this podcast and whoever's listening, the person who's listening, you in your car or you riding the subway, I don't know where they're listening.
What?
You wherever you're listening, you listen to us bi-weekly. You know how we sound, and the fact that I'm having a hard time even forming into words, even being able to communicate how I feel about this situation, I'm having a difficult time. So you could tell that this actually means something to me when I'm having a hard time kind of communicating how it feels. But it means a lot. So make sure you go check out the art show. If you're there, take a selfie with my piece or something. Send it to us. Tag us. Do whatever you may do. You don't even have to buy a print. You don't have to. I'm not here to shill out my prints. This is for me just being excited about being incorporated into one of the cool shows here at Scary Farm that they've done in a really long time.
Yeah.
So with that, now let's go into our review of Jurassic World: The Ride.
It was good.
Review over. Make sure to like and subscribe. No. So we were able to head out to Universal Studios Hollywood to check out Jurassic World: The Ride. And at the beginning of the show, we mentioned how there was Twitter whispers.
Yeah.
Twitter whispers of it soft opening and people actually going on the attraction and stuff. There was people literally just like camping out in front of the attraction. Like they had tents, they had like thermoses full of hot cocoa, they had like MRE bags full of food just in case they ran out of food. Like they were prepped and ready.
That was on okay, so the first day that it soft open was the 4th, right?
I actually don't know the specific
the 4th
date.
ish. The first day that I heard you say, "Oh, people are ready," was the 4th, and then the 5th, you're like, "Oh, it's open again," and I was like, "Okay, we're going. We're going.
We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go."
Yeah.
So we ended up going, I believe, on a Sunday. We got there at opening.
Yes.
And we were very dumb because we forgot that the lower lot didn't open until an hour after the park actually opened. I feel so dumb. So dumb. We should have known that. We're annual pass holders.
Yeah.
We should have known that.
Honestly, it wouldn't have made a difference to us anyway. Because, like, you know, the baby wakes up when the baby wakes up. We're up anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well just go.
True.
You know,
I mean, like, our schedules now are really based
Yeah.
around how Erin is and if Erin's asleep or if she's going to take a nap or if she's going
Yeah.
to feed, a lot of that kind of stuff. So what we ended up doing is because we went over there, obviously they weren't letting anybody down. We went to the Wizarding World. We had a hot butterbeer. Chilled out.
Yeah.
Relaxed.
Fought Aaron and Owl.
Max and all cool.
I'm not going to feed into
Using
that.
our wands to shoot people by the school. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I tried real hard. I was trying to think of some magic thing to say, but I lost it. I crashed and burned big time there.
Yeah.
Big time. Aquamenti.
Now I really want to think of lyrics.
Think
but
about it.
I'll think about it.
Share it at the end of the show.
Yeah, I'm going to ruminate on it. Okay.
You're going to ruminate?
Ruminate. I don't know.
Moving on.
Yeah.
So we relaxed in the Wizarding World. Once we kind of felt like it was time to go head over to where the lower lot escalators are, the 4 escalators.
Yes.
Reference to a different show. Make sure you go listen to that. To past episodes. There was a lot of people waiting. There was a large group.
Well, basically, we were one of the first 50 to 100 people down there. And so there wasn't that many people down there.
No, I'm talking about at the top of the escalators.
Oh, at the top.
There was a massive group of people just sitting there waiting to go down.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about at the bottom.
And we're sitting there waiting, like, you know, we have Erin is in like an ergo baby, which is like essentially like a vest carrier that Nikki wears. So Erin is facing Nikki, strapped to her chest. I'm carrying the stroller and the diaper bag. We are getting nervous and more nervous as time passes because
you.
There's so many people just kind of coming up, and you know, me thinking because there's 4 escalators.
Yeah.
Only 2 were open, which means we're gonna have to funnel to those 2, and I'm carrying 2 rather large items.
But you were also thinking that everyone was going to Jurassic World, which
the more we were standing there, the more I heard people like, I want to go Transformers.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. Maybe.
Which why?
Yeah, I'm thinking it was maybe normal / a little bit more than normal crowd for a typical escalator opening.
I think you're 100% correct in that, because by the time that we got down there, which it honestly wasn't that bad getting to the escalators. I think like the first set of escalators were the tough ones.
Yeah,
but everything after that,
people spread out. It's not that bad.
It wasn't that bad. A lot of people took the stairs because it was just taking so long to get to the escalators.
Yeah,
but by the time that we got down to the actual entrance of the attraction, people were starting to form like unofficial lines and that kind of stuff, but it really wasn't that bad when we were down there.
There was just a lot of cast. I say cast members for everything. Team members. There's just a lot of team members yelling like, "There is no guarantee the ride will be open. The ride is not open. Do not block the way." You know, so they were
lot of that.
They were just like, geez, okay.
They were covering their bases.
They were.
That's their job.
That was their job, and they just wanted to make sure that, you know, like a massive crowd of like 300 people weren't just like hovering there. You know, so I get it, but we all knew it was going to be open.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so it opened about 20-25 minutes after the lower lot opened, so like 10:25-ish.
So basically, the entrance to the attraction is the same as it was before with Jurassic Park. You know, you have the giant archway. Now it says Jurassic World instead of Jurassic Park, but pretty much like on either side of that walkway, people were forming a line.
Yeah.
As soon as the ride flipped and opened, those lines didn't exist anymore, and people just bum rushed the entrance.
Yeah.
So we just slowly, we didn't worry about it. We kind of just slowly moved our way in. Unfortunately, we were given a little bit of wrong information. We were told that we can go through the line together, and then, because we had Erin and a stroller, we were told to go through the line with a stroller, then at the very end, let them know that we need a rider swap. Totally fine. We got into part of the line, and somebody told us we can't bring our stroller in, and that I have to ask for a rider swap. So Nikki took Erin and the stroller out, and I waited in line. I waited maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, which kudos to the team member that told us that we couldn't bring the stroller through because he saw the look of panic on my face because there was just a wall of people behind us.
There was a lot of people coming
wall to wall
really
people,
quickly,
and he's like,
really quickly.
I will walk you out myself. So so he stood in front
I didn't know he did that.
the whole way.
That's amazing. Like,
so
seriously,
he stood
that's
in front of
really cool.
He could have just left me to the wolves, but no, he excuse me, getting everyone out of my way, walking in front of the stroller the entire way out.
I really didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
I meant to tell you. But yeah, but kudos to him. That was really cool because he could have just stayed at his post and left me to deal with it. But no, he walked me out. So that was nice.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So Nikki got walked out. I got in line. So I was told to ask for rider swap before I got on. And then I asked that woman. She's like, oh, no, you have to ask the person when you get off the boat. So I was like, okay. So I rode the ride, got off, asked for it. They're like, oh, no, you have to ask the person at Express for it. I was like, well, we could have asked that at the very beginning. So I finally went over there, asked for it, gave it to Nikki. Nikki did that, waited in the Express line for her turn, and then rode the ride.
Yeah. So I guess everyone just doesn't know the protocols yet that's working there, which they should.
I mean, it should be the same as Jurassic Park.
It should,
It shouldn't have changed.
So the fact that people aren't clear on it, it's not the best. Because especially for something like Parrot Swap, it's like there's a child involved, and it's like we want to know what we are doing with our kid, so
pretty much.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least I would say just be calm with them and just work with them, and you'll get there eventually. I mean, like, we got there eventually. Yeah. There's no need to like freak out or anything. I didn't freak out. I just went and asked and kept asking, and eventually we got to where we needed to go. And you got to ride the ride.
So
everything was copacetic.
So how long do you think it took you to ride it?
From like getting in line to getting off?
Yeah.
I would say,
to like getting on the boat.
I would say 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 minutes. It really wasn't long.
Yeah.
So so we're gonna kind of, at this point in the discussion, we're gonna start going into spoilers. So I guess at this point we can kind of give our general thought on how it was.
Okay.
Because I want people to know what we think without giving a spoiler if they really don't want to hear it. But then again, why would they tune into this episode if they didn't want to hear spoilers?
Well, do you want to?
But at least I want to give that option.
Do you want us to give a general review without spoilers and then just be like, okay, stop listening if you don't want spoilers? Okay.
So, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I don't think it's better than Jurassic Park, but I also don't think it's worse than Jurassic Park. I think the changes that they've made are stronger in parts and weaker in other parts. So altogether, I think it's a nice refresh. I think it's what it needed, regardless of whether or not it's a better attraction. I think it's equally as good of an attraction as Jurassic Park was. I think it is what it needed, and I really enjoyed it. The last scene for me is significantly better. Had a blast. I mean, you saw my smiling face as I came down the drop. Like I partially part of that was like me just like happy that I got to go down that drop again.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was just from viewing the changes, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would have to say mostly the same thing. It was neither better nor worse than Jurassic Park. Do I miss parts of the old ride? Sure. And the changes that they made were like, some were really cool, and they kept some pieces that I appreciated seeing again. And I like the way that because my thing was like, how are they going to make you feel like you're in a different place? Like you're on this island, that you're not just riding the same Jurassic Park ride as before. And they did it, and so, props to them for doing that.
They somewhat did it. Somewhat did it. But I think this is the first time that you and I are pretty much we're in the same boat.
We are in the same boat.
With regards to how we kind of feel about
ironically,
the attraction.
we were not in the same boat.
We weren't riding the same boat, but we're in the same boat right now.
We're on the same page.
Yes. Oh, we're on the same page of the book of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Page 4.
Uh-huh.
I just chose the page. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, so I actually think this is the first time we kind of agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like on all fronts on our opinions on the attraction.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, everyone, if you really don't want to hear spoilers, which by this point, like, I feel like everyone has either watched a video or heard another show or read an article or saw photos, what it may be, everywhere.
Yeah.
At this point in the show, we are talking spoilers. So if you don't want to hear very specific detailed accounts of what the attraction is, I would tune out at this point. Thank you, everybody, for listening. But we are going to be talking spoilers right now. So the whole queue is a little bit different now. So you pointed out that instead of the switchbacks being back and forth, they're more vertical now. Just more, they're very similar to the switchbacks for the tram.
They do look. It looks like the tram queue.
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah, even the separators.
Even the graphics on the side, the separators that were. There wasn't any separators before, I don't think.
No, there weren't.
There weren't. Now there's separators in between like certain sections of the queue itself with graphics on them kind of describing dinosaurs. They show the dinosaur image. They show how big it is next to a person, what year they lived, and how long they were on Earth, and things like that, how much they weighed, what they ate, things like that. And I thought that kind of inclusion of education is kind of interesting. I actually appreciated it.
Cool.
Because like if you're thinking about Jurassic World as a theme park itself, of course it would be educating people of what dinosaurs are and you know what year they lived and all the information that kind of goes along with it. On the screens themselves, they added these massive widescreen TVs, like ultra wide TVs. Like we have a 55-inch TV in our living room, and they were about that width. Yeah, not that height. Like they were skinny, but the width was long. And they used it to their benefit a lot of the time with whatever they were showing. And they had a lot of footage of, you know, Bryce Dallas Howard and also Chris Pratt kind of doing their talking back and forth stuff with scientists. They had B.D. Wong back reprising his role as Dr. Henry Wu, I think his name was. They even showed footage of him from Jurassic Park, which was pretty interesting.
I just wanted to yell, "Don't trust him!" I didn't do it.
I'm glad you didn't. So they had that footage there. They had some trivia footage. They had something that I found really interesting, and I don't remember Jurassic Park's Q videos that well because I never really
paid attention
or waited that long.
Yeah.
But they made a serious effort for them to have like sections of that video where like, this place is the safest place it's ever created safe. Yeah. You know, they were like really like driving it home.
Well, that was also
you're totally not going to die today. Don't worry.
That was also part of the whole Jurassic World thing. Like even in the movie, it's like, this is not Jurassic Park.
We have
dinosaurs
all these
are not going to eat you. Yeah, that's part of. So it's fitted with everything, the movie and the ride.
But as Jeff Goldblum says, life finds a way. So finds a way to kill you. But yeah, no, the line takes real effort in trying to set that idea that you're going to be safe. They even have like a whole security video section right before you get on, and then once you get past that area where you kind of have to choose line A or B, that's when the videos kind of turn into like, hey, when you get on the boat, make sure you pull down your lap bars and the whole that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you get on the boat. The boats are now silver and blue and black instead of the yellow, red, and black as Jurassic Park. So obviously the color scheme of the entire attraction and the area around it are really much more fitting with Jurassic World. So the blues, the grays, the blacks, and the whites. So you get on the boat, you go up the lift, and as soon as you kind of do that first dip, this is where things are different, as opposed to Jurassic Park, where it was kind of like this topiary kind of feeling with
the pretty
plants and stuff like that.
Which I really liked that area before.
The ever-flowing river.
Yeah.
Where you got to see the top of the parking structure before. Yeah. Now they fixed it, now you can't see jack, but which is a good thing.
Yeah, no, but I always liked that, the like trellis thing. I don't know why. It was cool. Pretty.
And now it's a rockwork with a giant skeleton of a mosasaurus.
Yeah, and then a screen.
It says, when dinosaurs ruled the world underneath it.
Yes.
And then on the left-hand side, you have a couple screens that kind of are telling you exactly what you're going to see. So in the Jurassic Park attraction, before it closed down, the doors would open, and it would be this epic moment of like the swelling of the John Williams music, and you see the long-necked dinosaurs kind of bring up their heads, and the mist kind of clears. It was very breathtaking, and now the doors open, and it's a tunnel full of screens.
Yeah.
This is a moment for me that I think is not as good as it used to be. I understand that there's a big difference between Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. You know, obviously you can't use the same scene for Jurassic World because it's not in that movie.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. I get it.
Yeah.
I wish that they would have tried a way to keep it, because for me the tunnel is not nearly as impressive as the opening was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, no, I agree, and this is the part that we agree on too. I don't think I hate the screens as much as
not
you
at
do.
all. This is the way screens should be used.
It's really cool because it's screens to aid, but it's like it's hard to describe. It's like,
so basically it's a series of 3 screens on either side of the tunnel. The tunnel is rather long, so basically the length of the original opening scene is the length of the tunnel,
and you're looking in an aquarium.
So the screens are used to make it look like there's an aquarium on either side, and it's the habitat for the Mosasaurus.
Yeah.
So when the Mosasaurus swims by the quote tank windows, which are the screens, it goes by all 3 of the screens at the same time. You see it on all 3 screens, so it looks freaking huge.
Yeah.
So like, if you're going to use screens, this is how to use screens. It isn't like, oh, here's a screen and we're just going to do the whole ride like that. No, this is utilizing the technology to kind of help bring something to life that you couldn't before.
Yeah.
As opposed to a lot of attractions that Universal's had in the past where you wouldn't need screens and they just use them anyway. But in all honesty, I don't know how you would be able to represent the Mosasaurus in that manner, the way that they do now, practically.
You couldn't. Yeah.
You would only have to. You could only have like its head pop out of the water, but even then, that's a huge animatronic head.
Yeah.
Just a head.
Yeah.
So you open that and you go through that. You see the aquarium, and a shark is swimming on the left-hand side, and the Mosasaurus comes up and eats the crap out of it, and he kind of flings his tail, and this is the first moment where you get wet.
Yeah.
In the attraction now, and before, you wouldn't really get wet until the dinosaur popped its head out of the water in the original version, right before you kind of go off course. Now you pretty much get wet immediately, and you're guaranteed to get wet.
Pretty much. It's like the whole boat.
Some people are going to get soaked, because it isn't just like a spritzing. It is like spraying the boat.
It's like someone threw a bucket of water over it.
They're really throwing water at you, like, big time.
Yeah.
Like, I had a video, and you could just hear the water hitting my phone.
Yeah.
You get really wet. Like, I actually think people who are sitting on the left side of the boat don't get as bad because the water kind of goes over their heads.
I was sitting on the left.
I was sitting on the front row, right-hand side, and I got completely drenched.
I kind of just got misted.
Yeah.
Like a spray bottle or something.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I like that they added that. Like, it feels real.
Yeah.
It feels like he's splashing like a Shamu show in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the part that I liked. I like how it was screen mixed with practical, like, interaction. Yeah. That was added to, and it's not like in Fast and Furious where it's like, why the heck am I getting sprayed with water? Is that
it's Vin Diesel sweat?
Yeah, exactly.
Vin Diesel sweat.
So it's like,
or the Rock spit.
It's not like that where it doesn't make sense. It's like, and now I just made myself mad, but it's just it's a good use of a screen, even if deep down in our hearts we wish that it was still that beautiful, picturesque, long neck. I forgot their actual name.
Ultrasaurus? Is it Ultrasaurus?
Sure.
Bronchiosaurus? Something like that. I don't know.
Bronchitis? I don't know.
No. Not at all. That's no.
Yeah, so even though we missed that, I think it's a pretty cool scene.
We're impressed by what they were able to do.
Yeah.
We just missed the other scene,
Yeah.
and we think that the other scene is better.
And like you
as
said,
an opening statement.
And like you said, we missed the doors.
Pretty much. I mean, there's doors now, but it's not
the
same.
big arch, the Jurassic Park and opening.
Well, it doesn't say Jurassic Park in the arch when you're on the attraction.
Yeah.
He just says, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." And right now, there really isn't much of that. It's just, you're cleared to go, or whatever.
Yeah.
It says you're cleared to go, and then the doors open.
What I mean is there's no grand entrance.
Yeah. So this version is not as grand as the original version.
Yeah.
Although we are impressed with what they did, although we agree with the usage of the screens, even though we think that the incorporation of the water and things like that work, the previous version to us is a bigger, stronger opening statement for an attraction. It was one of those iconic theme park things.
Yeah.
Outside of the splash, the Mosasaurus actually swims underneath the boat from screen to screen too, and at the last screen on the left-hand side, he kind of lunges at you and cracks the quote glass, and the spider web of the cracking glass gets bigger and bigger, and holes in that glass spray with water too.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate the attention to detail on that. And something I don't know if I mentioned to you or not, but you know how like sometimes I end up like on Transformers, I'll keep looking at like the screen in the last scene to see when it restarts, and I'll see it freeze. I never saw it reset. I never saw it freeze. I never saw it, the spiderweb broken glass go away. And I was looking and looking and looking until I couldn't look anymore, and it never went away.
Cool.
So I'm not quite sure when it went away, but they did a good job in keeping it there so that, if people are looking, they can't see it.
Yeah,
that's a small, minuscule thing that I was impressed by.
Yeah. And that's, when you rode, your boats were pretty well timed. I had a little hiccup with mine, but, but they were still in soft opening, all that, but.
Figuring it out.
Yeah.
After that scene, you go under the rockwork and you end up in Stegosaurus Cove. So this is what I would have preferred. I would have preferred that they figured out how to utilize the original opening, to fit the Jurassic World setting. And I would have taken that Mosasaurus tank scene and I would have moved it to Stegosaurus Cove. Because personally, they took stuff away from there, and it's not better. It's just kind of is the same.
Yeah.
They have the Stegosaurus up on the top of the rockwork. You have the giant one. They got rid of the little dinosaurs pulling back and forth on the popcorn box, and a couple other things that were kind of just fun sight gags.
Yeah.
So I would have preferred that Mosasaurus tank scene there while utilizing the entrance at the same time.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been really fun, but, ultimately you can't really do much about it.
Yeah.
It's logistically, maybe, I don't know, but that's not what it is. That's just what I would have preferred. So the Stegosaurus Cove scene really hasn't changed. There's just small and minor things. You still have the geyser. You still have a lot of stuff that'll get people wet.
Yeah.
And then you turn the corner and you have that dinosaur that pops out of the water again. And scares the living crap out of everybody. Sprays water out of its nose and everything like that. This is when the ride takes a turn for the worst in both versions. And this is actually where we think the ride significantly improves over the original Jurassic Park.
Yes.
So in the original Jurassic Park attraction, you would kind of take it the wrong turn. You would go backstage. You would see where the raptors were held, and you would see the Dilophosaurus sitting in one of the empty boats.
Yeah.
And he was like munching on some poncho. Essentially, you would hear the T-Rex, you would hear it walking, the car would fall over and dip down into the water. If it worked, it never did. And then you would make your way to the last lift where a couple other Dilophosauruses would come attack you. Now, and what I think is significantly better, is you go to that same area, so that raptor area is still there, but on the opposite side is just this bloody mess of pterodons. They are tore up. There's blood splatter everywhere. Those boxes are a
carnage.
Mess. It says what is it, Predator Cove?
And it's all slashed up.
There's claw marks in it, and it's broken. And even at night, some of them are flickering and not working.
Yeah. And
the doors to the Indominus Rex paddock are completely just blasted open.
Yeah.
And to the as you turn that corner, there's these bars that are completely pulled open.
Basically, you just follow the path of destruction.
Pretty much.
Of the Indominus Rex.
And in the queue line, they talked about that. So they talked about they were titanium steel tubes that they were using to kind of keep it in. And the security guy was like, she can never get out. But see these claw marks? She's been trying to make her way out of this since she's been here, since she was little. So they made references to the fact that the Indominus Rex is learning how to try to get out.
Yeah.
So, surprise, it got out. And then so once that happens, which to me is significantly better than a car that almost doesn't work and some Dilophosauruses, it's the impending danger.
Yeah.
It's the looming danger. It is suspense that is building you up.
Yeah, there's a very big wow factor now to that scene, and it's really cool.
I don't know if I would say wow factor.
Wow factor isn't whoa.
Wow factor's wow, that's cool.
No, wow factor. Okay, well, there's a whoa factor. There's a whoa factor.
To me, this is a lot more telling of the tone than previously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Although the last version of Jurassic Park the Ride, this section was a little bit more action-packed in a way. I don't think it needs to be action-packed in order to build suspense. And the suspense works, in my opinion.
And it never made sense that where that car was falling.
Yeah, it didn't really make sense.
No, because like in the movie, it's they're on like a cliff and.
Yeah, but that cliff shows up out of nowhere too. Anyway, in the movie.
True.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, I definitely know what you're talking
just
about.
checking.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, they go
it
into
was
the
T-Rex enclosure, and then all of a sudden, whoa, there's a big cliff.
Well, yeah, because
here.
earlier in the movie, they pull into the T-Rex enclosure. They see him eating, and he's like walking, or she is eating, walking the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Then later, way later into the movie, where they get like knocked over the edge, all of a sudden, where that T-Rex was standing is now this gigantic drop.
Yeah.
So it didn't really make much sense. So that's the reason why they did that. But yeah, I agree, it didn't really make too much sense.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of glad that there's this impending doom feeling instead of like just a car that's falling.
Yeah.
Some
The
people
wow
may
factor.
disagree with me, but I personally like the kind of alluding to the danger as opposed to just seeing like a car falling on you and a couple of Dilophosauruses.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, you head into the T-Rex exhibit, which I think is kind of cool how they built it up because it still feels like you're in this theme park tour still,
Yeah.
as opposed to last time we were going backstage and going up into this facility.
Yeah.
You're still within the T-Rex. You're still within the theme park tour. So you go up the tunnel, and this is previously before that actually happens. You see videos. Giant motorcycle going by. You see Bryce Dallas Howard
You
on
don't
the
actually
screen.
see a giant
No,
motorcycle.
you don't. You see a giant Bryce Dallas Howard on the screen. Telling you like, oh, there's danger, there's dinosaurs loose, you gotta be careful, all this stuff.
Just stay where you are. Don't move.
Yeah, I'm in a boat,
Yeah.
Bryce. Thank you. That's moving without my control. So then you go up into the tunnel, you start going up to your final lift. This is previously in the Jurassic Park ride, this is where you kind of saw the velociraptors kind of coming out of the woodwork to come attack
Yeah.
you. Now it is all tore up, and Chris Pratt is on the television screens, telling you, be careful, don't move, don't make a sound.
Oh, yeah, he's the one that says
the smallest move could set these dinosaurs off and they'll attack you.
Yeah.
And they kept one of the velociraptors, so he comes out of the ceiling, but now instead of just coming at you, he's actually holding broken wires and coming at you.
Yeah.
It's like he's gonna electrocute
It
you.
looked like, honestly,
Come here.
Honestly, for me, he felt more comical and more dangerous all at the same time. Like I was like, whoa, and then I started laughing at him. Like it was really funny.
That's really funny. No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So that happens, and then you make the small dip, and this is where the biggest changes happen, in my opinion. So previously in the Jurassic Park ride, you would kind of go through the darkness. The T-Rex head would come down on top of you, try to munch you. You would turn the corner. You would have hearing like a countdown to the drop, but also as the countdown to the T-Rex coming out.
Yeah.
And it was all like work panels and stuff like that. T-Rex comes out, you drop, end of the ride. Now, when you make that little dip, it is now like a completely like forest area. And there's a Dilophosaurus like spitting water at you then at that point too.
Yeah.
So you go into like this kind of tree area. So they made it look like it's the T-Rex paddock, like the T-Rex area, like where it lives.
Yeah.
So now you're in this forest. So you kind of come down, and then instead of the T-Rex head coming down and attacking you, now it's the Indominus Rex. So he's over the top of you, biting and munching at you and things like that. So as you turn the corner, this is to me the biggest change and the coolest change, and to me what makes this ride now. You kind of come around the corner, and instead of it being a workstation area, it's a complete forest. There's a Dilophosaurus spitting at you, and there is a full animatronic of Blue, the raptor from the movie, that walks out of the bushes. And so it's only doing it sounds like whoop whoop, whatever the freaking sound it does, bloop, whatever noise, I don't know.
It's exactly what Blue sounded like.
Whatever he's doing, so he's kind of like doing that to the other side of the boat. Like
Yes.
he's looking at the other side,
Yeah.
doing that, and as you turn your head to look, you see the bushes shaking, and you're like, "What is that?" And the Indominus Rex's head comes out of there, and it's like looking around, and you're like, "Oh crap, what's gonna happen?"
Yeah.
Obviously, if you've been on the ride, you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like the fact that you have these two dinosaurs on either side, and then the T-Rex comes out and does its thing.
Yeah.
It's like a mind-blowing moment.
And it's like a distraction because before, I know I used to just be from a mile away, like waiting for the T-Rex, you know, and I would see him like in the shadows before he comes out, you know, just like hanging out back there.
If your eyes are adjusted to the darkness, you could just see him sitting there waiting to kind of swing out.
And so it's a distraction now, and I like that.
No, you're 100% right. For people who don't, who
Yeah.
hadn't gone on the previous attraction, or coming now to this attraction, don't know what's going to happen. You're like, look to your right, look to your left, look to your right. You're looking up to the left, and he comes out, and you can scare the living crap out of somebody.
See, now this area for me is where I had the boat back up, and it's funny.
So you saw it kind of go through the cycles.
I saw it go through like 2 cycles, and
Which
it's funny
is really
because
cool.
you said that right after I got on the boat that they like shut down the ride for a while, so they must have had an issue. But yeah, so we were like backed up right at the drop, like 3 boats deep, and so I saw it go through its whole cycle with one boat, and then the boat in front of me got nothing. Like they had like a kind of a moving Indominus Rex head, you know, off to the side, and then Blue was kind of going through her motions, but no T-Rex head pop out.
I feel like they should hire me to do the sound effects for Blue in the next movie.
Yeah, so that boat got nothing, and then our boat again got the whole show. So
that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lucky to have seen it multiple times. Because I wish I sat in there longer to kind of see more of the finer details, because it's one of those moments in attractions now where it's like, I want to sit here for like 15 minutes and look at the details of the scene, because it's phenomenal. They've knocked it out of the park. And like, seriously, I was very impressed by it. Some information that I did learn later on was that the Indominus Rex is apparently in B mode. I don't know if this is 100% fact, is something that people have been talking about. B mode being like it doesn't move that much.
It didn't, and I honestly expected it to move more.
I did too.
So
I expected it to be closer to the T-Rex.
Yes.
So I'm not quite sure what A mode is, or
probably
like what
closer
the main
to the
thing
T-Rex.
is. I don't know if it's gonna completely walk out and then turn and then look at the T-Rex or something, or whatever it is. I have no idea what exactly it's supposed to do. There are those leaked images we got a long time ago where they were testing it, where it was super close.
Yeah, A mode is it.
Don't know if that's what it is.
A mode is it picks one person out of the boat
and eats them.
them.
It picks one person out of the boat and gives them a geography lesson.
What?
Yeah. Did you not know that the Indominus Rex is a Bachelor of Arts graduated geologist?
I'm not even gonna indulge you. Let's just move on, because you took my joke and you like made it
worse.
Just stupid.
When else have I not made anything stupid?
No, what? I just don't even have time for you. I don't even have
anything stupid all the time. You're too tired for this.
Too tired.
Fine.
To indulge
Moving
your
on.
geography lesson.
Anyway, Indominus Rex picks one out and gives it a geography lesson. Imagine the dinosaur wearing like glasses and like one of those like
professor
hats, and he's like, "Okay, look here. This is where," and just like teaches like his little dinosaur hands holding a stick pointing at a map. It's great. Just like that's happening behind the curtains.
He would just use a laser pointer.
He still his little hands holding a laser pointer. Like points it at Blue. Blue's
okay.
like, Ugh!
I said I wasn't going to indulge you.
Oh, that sounded more like Blue.
It did.
That sounds more like what Blue sounds like instead of
Yeah. You need to
Once again, they should hire me for the next movie.
You should take
Luke, you get him.
You should take a clip from Jurassic World and just dub your voice in there over Blue.
I should.
You
We
should
definitely do that.
Yeah, coming soon to Theme Park Duo YouTube page.
Jurassic World featuring Gabriel.
As Blue.
So stupid. Anyway, this is the end of the ride where the T-Rex kind of comes out, you do your drop to take a picture, and you splash down, and it's a huge splash. I had the biggest smile on my face. I had the biggest dorky smile on my face after that drop. Like I said before, it was mainly because I got to go on the ride again, but also because I just felt like that ending was so epic.
Yeah.
It was significantly more epic than it used to be.
I got my normal ending. I cower in fear of getting wet.
You just kind of you reduced your size to like about half.
Yeah, I
to
cover.
kind of
I make sure my face
less
is all
surface
covered.
area of yourself.
Yeah.
So you get off the ride, you see your picture, and that's pretty much it.
Then they don't have the
the Dilophosaurus at the very
squirty
end, yeah.
at you, which I appreciate, because if for some miracle I make it through the whole ride and the drop without getting that wet, and then that
shoots you right in the
effer
face.
gets me at the end, I get so mad. Like, so mad.
I laugh.
So the fact that they took them out made me happy.
The one thing that I miss, and that obviously doesn't fit, and this is not like a nitpick or anything, it's just something I miss, is at the end of the drop, and you're like, oh my god, that T-Rex almost ate me. The audio's like, that concludes our peaceful like tour, our placid tour of the land of the dinosaurs. It's like, placid what now?
Yeah.
I just almost got freaking eaten, like straight up. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, little man.
I almost got taught geography.
I go, that dinosaur tried to teach me geography up in there. What's going on? One thing I actually forgot to mention at the very beginning when we were talking about the Mosasaurus thing was that I actually talked to somebody who worked on the attraction because I heard some information of like people saying like they thought it was an illusion similar to Nemo and Friends, where it was like an actual tank and they were kind of having the illusion over a real tank, which I thought was completely wrong, and it is.
Yeah.
Basically, the illusion is done with screens, but in front of those screens are 1.5 inch thick glass to kind of simulate the aquarium look, which the glass that they use is from an aquarium place. Like they got it from an aquarium store, pretty much, like where you get everything from.
Yeah.
So it was authentic. So that's the reason why it kind of looks the way it does. So I thought that was kind of smart and ingenious to kind of go in that way instead of doing it any other way.
Better than doing actual tanks of water.
Yeah. So if you heard that, not true. This is the truth. Got it from I almost said the horse's mouth.
The tank store.
The tank store. Where'd you get those tanks? The tank store? So yeah, that is Jurassic World: The Ride. Me and Nikki absolutely love it. We can't wait to go back and ride it.
Yep.
And I think on top of that, not only did they kind of fix the ride, but they kind of changed the entire area and added a lot more stuff, which is actually really, really cool.
Yeah.
So next to the actual drop, you see the new raptor encounter area,
it looks really great.
where you can meet the new the raptor that comes out and you meet and greet
you
with
can
him.
also meet
A Triceratops. It's a baby Triceratops.
It's so cute.
And you could walk up and you could touch it and pet it. You actually get to touch it.
Yeah.
So when you were on the attraction, I was with Aaron and I pushed Aaron like through the crowd. I was like, Aaron, look at the dinosaur. Aaron's like, bleh, just didn't care. But I was like, dinosaur, cool. Teach me geography. No, but it was fun because the woman was talking about how like, you know, this is what this dinosaur eats. It's a baby dinosaur, and this is how old she is, and you know, acting like it's a real dinosaur for all intents and purposes. It's a real dinosaur, and just the look on the faces of like the kids and even some of the parents were like, "This is cool.
Yeah.
Like, we get to pet a dinosaur right now." On top of that, they even have 2 other baby just born dinosaurs, where a handler is quote holding the dinosaur and with his arm, and you're able to come up and like touch it and it makes noise. So there's 2. There's a raptor and there's also like a baby Triceratops that I've noticed kind of around. I think the baby Velociraptor's name is Tango. I think. I don't remember the other one's name. So they have those roaming around, which I think is kind of funny because
cute.
before the ride opened, they had a guy holding an egg. You can take a picture with the egg. And now this is what came from the egg. You know what I mean? So they actually have a new bar that is down there built into the rockwork, which they have fantastic rockwork built into the whole area now. On the other side of the rockwork, it's Isla Nubar.
Yeah.
Get it? Puntastic.
Yeah.
So at Isla Nubar, they have a whole bunch of different tropical adult beverages.
Well, they have like 2 or 3, don't they?
No, there's like 4.
Okay.
4 or 5 different drinks.
Okay.
So we got the Mai Tai just because we figured like that's standard. Like if they make a good Mai Tai, they probably make some other good drinks. If you mess up a Mai Tai, come on now, like that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But it was a good Mai Tai.
Yeah.
And it came in a souvenir glass. Everything comes in a
looked like
souvenir
bamboo.
glass. It's this giant bamboo cup, and they put like an edible flower on top, and
Very cute.
their paper straws look like bamboo, which I thought was ingenious.
A good touch.
And we thought it was fantastic, and I think it was $20.
It was pretty big, though.
It was $20 for that long with the mug plus the drink.
Yeah. Plastic mug.
Plastic mug, sorry. Yeah. Like, it's bamboo plastic.
Yeah.
Let's put that into perspective. So, we go to Trader Sam's a lot of the time.
Uh-huh.
To get the mug and the drink, it's usually like $36. And it's not as much as this one.
Yeah.
Although those are ceramic and unique and different, that's more expensive than this. This one is plastic. They aren't unique to Universal, but you get a lot of drink out of it, in my opinion. So you kind of have to, if you think it's worth it, I would say go check it out. But that's kind of like the comparison in my mind.
Yeah.
Like something similar. I think they completely missed the mark by not creating unique tiki mugs or like anything kind of branded to Universal or even Jurassic World.
Maybe
like,
that'll come later.
Have you seen like the Mondo tiki mugs where they had like one of them was a velociraptor, baby velociraptor coming out of an egg.
Yeah.
That was the mug.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. Like even if they teamed up with Mondo and sold them there, that would have been phenomenal. You would have had crazy tiki people like myself showing up to buy it.
Yep. Maybe they don't.
Maybe they don't want that, but
yeah.
I mean, you have like these plastic cups, which although they look cool, I don't want that in my collection personally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we bought it, so it came with it. Like I can't do anything about it. It's sitting in the trunk with the stroller at the moment. But I wish they kind of went a little bit further with that to kind of make it feel even more unique and more specialized to Universal Studios.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, maybe that's something they'll do in the future, but for now we have the plastic ones. But I think it's cool that we have a bar down there at all, and I think it's a great addition.
Oh, I'm not going to complain. I mean, look at me. I love tiki bars, tiki drinks, tropical drinks. That's right up my alley.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not going to be complaining because I'm going to be too busy drinking the drinks.
Yep.
So totally happy with that new addition and actually really like the attention to their kind of they're paying to like the overall area as opposed to just focusing on the ride. Outside of that, they also have updated the menu in the food location there as well. And it's all so freaking good. I've not heard a bad thing about it.
Yeah.
We got the mahi mahi, which when I got in line, I was planning on getting my own food, and then you get your own food, and we'd move on from there. I had put the salad on a plate for myself, and then I ordered the mahi mahi. They put 2 huge pieces of mahi mahi on the plate. It's like, can you guys take my salad back? Because we'll be able to share this, and that was $16. And we shared it, and we were both stuffed.
Yeah,
we were full.
Yeah, and it was rice and
It was rice and beans with the mahi mahi.
Yeah.
And pico de gallo and 2 big plantain chips, and that was plenty of food for both of us.
Totally.
Like there was seriously plenty. So that plus pass holder discount, that's $8 per person, which is a better deal than you can get anywhere. Like I don't know a better deal than you can get for the quality of food and the amount.
Yeah. And it's just
I was astounded.
Good food.
I was I was purely astounded just at that. And on top of the mahi mahi, they had other plates like they had like a pork mojo, which was like shredded pork and sauce and rice and beans, that kind of stuff. They still had like the burgers and chicken tenders and things like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the menu has been updated and the quality has been stepped up to the point where like I feel like that's my second favorite place to eat in the park is now.
Yeah.
Outside of Three Broomsticks, that's going to be number 1 all the time.
Yeah.
But this is my new favorite place to go because it's unique food offerings that are done well, taste great, and actually affordable for how much food you're getting.
Yeah.
I did think I mentioned to you when we were there, I was like, how much do you want to bet like within a month if they're only going to give 1 mahi mahi instead of 2?
They might.
They
Something
might
to
take it
watch
away.
out for.
Never know.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on how much people go.
Yeah.
I feel like if a lot of people go, they're going to be like, oh, just knock one of those off. Just give them 1. But overall, I think the changes that are happening at Universal Studios Hollywood with the lower lot and Jurassic World, so the ride, the drinks, the food, the meet and greets, everything, it is significantly improved over what it used to be.
Yeah.
I am beyond impressed with what they were able to do. Even though there was a usage of screens, I think they were used in the correct way.
They were used.
And I'm impressed with what they're trying to achieve and what they're trying to do at Universal Creative. Is they're just saying, oh, we'll just plop some screens in there, you know? That wasn't just the solution.
Yeah.
They're doing more. Because I know a lot of people are worried about Universal and screens, and like there's a lot of screen attractions, and just with the history of the park, they were concerned.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to say there is no reason to be concerned anymore. I think they're headed in the right direction. I think they understand what they can do, what they shouldn't do, what they should do, all of the above. I'm beyond excited to head back to Universal Studios to ride it again. I really am.
Me too. I couldn't have said it better, you know, because you know how I feel about screens. I'm the first to yell and rant and rave about them, and I think they were used tastefully. So I'm perfectly happy with how they were used in this ride, and even though it is a water ride, I am also excited to go back on.
You
I don't
melt.
like being cold.
You melt when you go on these rides.
No, I just don't like
hate
being
getting
cold.
wet.
But see, if I go first thing in the morning, then I'll dry off because it's hot here, you know, so I'll be fine.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I go on water rides first thing in the morning or last thing we do before we leave. That's usually...
Yeah, that sounds about accurate.
Yeah.
Nikki just does not like getting on like water rides. I mean, nor do I, but this is a ride I would go on.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, says me, the person who's about to wake up in the morning and go straight to Knott's to go on a long ride.
I almost bought a poncho before we went on Jurassic World.
Did you not buy it because I gave you like that look of like, are you really going to spend $10 on a poncho right now?
No.
Okay,
and thank
cool.
you for taking my punchline of me saying that I was flabbergasted at the price. No, while you were on the ride, I took Aaron and I went to the gift shop and I was like dead set on buying a poncho. I was like, okay, $5, whatever, I'm buying it. And then they told me like $10.50 or $10.75 or something. I was like, I literally laughed at them. I was like, no, I'll get wet.
$10 for a trash bag.
Yeah.
No thanks.
So before you even gave me a look about it, like after
you were giving yourself a look of disgust over the price.
Yeah, no, I made the decision not to buy one even before you knew the price.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, well, we hope that you enjoyed our review of Jurassic World The Ride. We're going to be heading out there again soon. Yeah. We're going to be there for the official opening of the attraction, so we're going to get to go on it again very, very soon. Very excited for that. But before we get to the end of the show, we got another 5-star written review.
Yay!
Thank you to Drex27 Rangers. Rangers.
Plural?
Yeah.
Cool.
Why what?
I don't know.
Okay, moving on. Nikki's far gone.
I'm delirious.
So, the title of the review is Great Podcast, and it said, I heard about you guys on GGH, which is Grim Grinning Hosts. Shout out to Grim Grinning Hosts. Fantastic podcast. You guys are the first West Coast theme park podcast I am listening to, and considering I am getting ready for my first trip to West Coast theme parks trip soon, this is a great podcast to get me excited. Keep up the great work.
Yay!
Thank you very, very much for leaving that very nice review. And everybody, if you haven't already, make sure you head on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. Obviously, we'll shout you out on the show, but it also is a fun way of just helping us out. It makes it easier for people to find us, to bring us higher in the standing, and so that everyone can enjoy us like you are right now.
And it just makes us happy.
True. Makes me smile.
Yeah.
I go to bed at night just kind of like, for reviews.
Thank you, Rangers.
Or you could just leave us Twitter whispers. But yes, also, if you guys want to follow us on our social media channels, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Theme Park Duo. If you want to send us an email, want to let us know if you enjoyed episodes, if you want to hear other topics, ride reviews, whatever you want, let us know. You just have to email us at
themeparkduo@gmail.com.
Thumbs up, everybody, and hopefully you get to ride on Jurassic World The Ride and get taught some geography.
Yeah.
On where not to go to get eaten by dinosaurs.
Yeah. Don't go to Isla Nublar.
No, go to Isla Nublar. Don't go to Isla Nublar.
Oh, that's similar. Easy mistake.
You thought the real name of the place was Isla Nublar, didn't you?
I did. They're just missing one little L.
That's a big L.
No, it's a little L.
Well, it's a lowercase L, to be honest.
Yeah.
But for pun's sake, that's a big L.
Yeah. I don't know. It was close.
True. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
don't get eaten by dinosaurs. Go to Isla Nublar instead of Isla Nublar. And your day will be fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, before we get any crazier, thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. And always remember, there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See ya.
Thanks for riding with the theme park duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.